First and foremost, all thanks and praises unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahashamwa Rakakwadash. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons, and daughters also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. That's why you see people in this world who are wicked, who are involved with very evil things. They can get ahead in this world. It's not because of their greatness or because of their righteousness. Okay, time and chance happens to everybody. All right. You look at someone who's training, they're in MMA, they're in boxing, in comparison to someone who doesn't train. In your mind, you will think, yeah, the battle's already won because this guy trains and he doesn't. Well, yeah, he may have an advantage, but the battle is the Lord's. Okay. You might see someone who's a millionaire or a billionaire, and a woman will have it in her mind to think, see, this is a high value man because he's so smart. He figured out how to become a millionaire, not even thinking he might not even be smart. It's the simple fact that time and chance happens to who the Lord gives it. That's why a lot of people try to force things to happen in their life and it never comes to fruition, because you can't force what is not meant for you. Just like you can't force someone to receive this truth, you can't force someone to not believe this truth. Everyone falls where they fall. That's why we have to hope and pray that we fall under the umbrella of the elect. Okay? This world has everything backwards. You think because of someone having a nice car and then someone's walking, you would think the person walking must have bad character, and then the person driving the car, he must be smart and he just has everything figured out. That's not how you should look at things. That's being carnal. And a lot of Israelites are looking at things like that. They see these celebrities and, whoever they look up to being in the positions that they're in, they get enticed into thinking to themselves, well, that's where I'm trying to be. I need to get there. So when they hear this word, what do? They put it off from day to day. They think they have all this time in the world, not even understanding Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the one who sets up people and brings people down. It has nothing to do with how skilled or anything you are. Because if that was the case, how do you have a female rapper such as Sexy Red or Sukiana who have become popular if it was about talent? Everything is about time and chance. You have talented people who are homeless. You have talented people who no one's ever heard of, who could sing better than your favorite singer, but you would never hear about them. People who never went to the NBA, who can jump higher than LeBron while being shorter than LeBron. Okay? Time and chance happens to who the Lord gives it. All right, now let's go to verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. So, as the saying goes, you can be here today and you can be gone tomorrow. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is giving our people a chance after chance after chance. And people really believe in their mind because they've woken up this morning, they've woken up yesterday and the day before and last week and 2 years ago, all the way up until present time. They've been waking up. They've had opportunities to get it right. they feel in their mind it's going to always be like that. Not knowing that there is going to be a time where the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is going to get fed up and then just start pulling the plug on people. Okay? Because just as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, they're just swimming, minding their business, and suddenly, they get taken up in a net to be eaten. And then it says, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So a bird might be flying. He might see, a worm or whatever the bird eats on a trap. And he's thinking, okay, I'm about to get some food, not even knowing he's actually going to that trap because his life is about to be ended. Okay? So are the sons of men snared in an evil time. And we're in some very evil times. So evil that death can just come suddenly. Traps and things can just come suddenly. Okay? When it falleth suddenly upon them. So our people are too busy trying to get caught up, with the ways of this world, trying to make things happen that may not be meant for them. Instead of just trying to focus on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because we're going to end up where we're supposed to end up. And there should be comfort knowing that. But most people, they want to force the course of the river. Ecclesiastic is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. So just like how a bird is flying, then the next thing you know, it flies into its own trap, or a fish is swimming. Next thing you know, it gets caught up in a huge net. Okay, well, that's how life goes, man. You be living, doing your thing. The next thing you know, that'd be your last day. Kept putting off the Lord. You kept trying to be the next celebrity. You kept trying to force things to happen because you're thinking, okay, it's about talent. It's about this. It's about that. It's about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai setting you where you're supposed to be. And there's nowhere safer to be than to be under his protection, okay? To believe in him. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So time is running short. Every day that goes by, salvation draws closer, but also so does destruction. Let's jump to Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 3. And death shall be chosen rather than life. So our people keep putting off the Lord from day to day until the day comes that death eventually swallows them up literally, because they keep choosing death. And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family. And that evil family is speaking of who? It's speaking of Israelites, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord. Now this evil family is speaking of Israelites, and seeing that we've been driven all throughout the earth, that's also speaking of Israelites. Now let's touch on Amos right quick. Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Okay, so the family, that evil family that is being referred to, is the nation of Israel. Okay, and the nation of Israel has been dispersed everywhere. So let's go to James 1 and 1, and I'll go back to where I was. James, a servant of the power and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So the 12 tribes have been scattered abroad. And how I like to see it in my head, imagine like a bag of Skittles being opened up and then spilled all over the floor. Some of the Skittles might go under the refrigerator. Some of the Skittles might go under the table. Some of the Skittles might be in the middle of the floor. And also, when you look at the Skittles, they're all different colors, but they come from the same package, although they've been scattered and they look different, but they come from the same bag, that bag being the seed of Jacob. Okay, so our people have been scattered. Our people have been dispersed. Some fell under the fridge, some fell under the table, some fell on the middle of the floor, but we all go back to the stock of Jacob, being the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, according to your father's genetic line. Okay, this is about the 12 tribes. And although there are 12 tribes, collectively, we make up one family. Okay, so the Lord is talking to the 12 tribes of Israel. So going back to Jeremiah 8:3, and death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family. And I just explained that's the Israelites, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, speaking of Israelites, because we've been scattered abroad. Okay, saith the Lord of hosts, or the Lord of armies, because it tells you in Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. That's why he's also known as the Lord of hosts. Now, this was a song that Moses sang. And today we're singing the new song. Back then, Moses was singing about how Pharaoh was overthrown when Yahweh split the Red Sea. Now we're going to be singing how the Lord brought fire, okay, and brought down Esau here in Babylon and has taken us up out of captivity. We're singing the new song right now, bringing out these scriptures. Okay. So most of our people, what are they going to do? They're going to choose death rather than life. Let's touch on, what is that? 1 Corinthians, or is it Colossians? I'm gonna say Colossians chapter 3 and in 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh. And we are servants one to another. Some people think, this only applies to elders who have been in this truth for years. So if you're not an elder and you say something, you don't have to be heard. No one has to listen to you or take you serious. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers. And you have a lot of men who do that. They're man pleasers. They pretend like they're about this, but they're not who they say they are. They're only showing out for the eyes of men, not even knowing Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is not being fooled. Okay. But in singleness of heart, be in your mind, fearing God. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Mashiach. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. So many of our people are going to choose death rather than life. So if you're going to do that, you're going to be judged for that. Okay, let's read this again. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respect of person. So it doesn't matter who you are in the spirit. If any of us do wrong, there's a penalty for that. Okay, that's why we have to do our best. We have to try our hardest to walk upright, to not offend Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We have to choose life, because life and death is constantly being set out before us. And the word is what guides our path. So we have to make sure we're walking accordingly. Let's go to Psalms chapter 119. Psalms chapter 119 and 105. None. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So we have to walk on the path of light. We have to walk where we can see and not stumble. A lot of people are stumbling and fumbling and mumbling because they don't have the light. They're in darkness. And if they're not speaking according to the word, according to what Isaiah 8 and 20, there is no light in them. Isaiah 8 and 20, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So we're speaking to you the words of the Lord because we have the light and we're just trying to show you. But a lot of people, they get offended at the light because there's no light in them, seeing that we're in a dark time. We're in a very dark time. Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. And we're preaching good tidings unto the meek by teaching this gospel. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. And our people are very broken in mind, just broken as a people in general. Our families are all broken up for a lot of us. To proclaim liberty to the captives and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Not just literal prison, but the fact that we're still in captivity to this day. The fact that we're here in America and we're still in captivity. Okay? To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. So, seeing that we've been sent to teach to those who are of a broken heart, to the captives who are imprisoned, they're in darkness. They don't understand that we're actually sent for them. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. So for those who are brokenhearted, for those who are imprisoned, in actual prisons, imprisoned in Babylon, imprisoned by the ways of this world, we're trying to shine that light upon you so that you can be free from the captivity of darkness. For behold, the darkness shall cover the whole earth. And that's what you're seeing. That's why so many people drive past us when we're out there teaching, or just scroll past our videos when they see it online. For behold, the darkness shall cover the whole earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So the elect, we have the light, and we have to walk as children of the light, and people are actually seeing our light. Okay? Although they might not understand what they're seeing, they don't really gravitate towards us, but that's a good sign. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 5, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. So seeing that we're not of the night nor of darkness, we're not like most people, there's a separation. There is a division, because we're trying to walk the path of life while everybody else is choosing death. And we're letting you know you're either with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai or you're not. There is no halfway in, halfway out. Ain't no straddling the fence. You got one leg on one side of the fence, the other leg on the other side. Okay? You keep living a double life, the Lord is going to split you in half because you can't figure it out. All right? Let's see. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 30. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. So are you with the Lord or are you not with the Lord? There is no halfway in, halfway out. That lukewarm spirit is going to get Jake casted out. You have Israelites still trying to put this truth to the side, trying to figure it out. You either believe or you don't. And if you believe, it's going to show. Okay? We're trying to tell you which way to go. And our people still want to take things upon their own imagination and do things how they want to do. And then when the Lord actually judges them or does something that's uncomfortable to somebody else that they love, now it's like they want to call on the Most High and His only begotten Son. And then a lot of them, they're not even calling on the names. You have to call on Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, calling on Jesus, calling on the Most High, or saying God or Yahweh. These names are not going to save you. The names that are going to save you is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And you can't call on the Heavenly Father without saying His Son's name. All right? He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. So you're either gathering the sheep or you're scattering the sheep. And if you're scattering the sheep, you're definitely an enemy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So how do you show that you're with the Lord? You have to deny your own imagination. You have to deny all the ways of this world. You have to deny what you thought you knew. Okay? And for a lot of people, that's just too much. Mark chapter 8 and 34. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. And that doesn't mean taking up a cross literally. Now, there was this Edomite that I had seen on YouTube some years back on some video. This man literally took up a cross and started walking on the highway and, through different parts of the earth and crap, man. That's not what this is speaking of. We have to pick up our cross, as in bear the burdens that come with serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because you're battling all the demons of hell coming into this ministry. And then if you're of his elect, you were already battling, because these demons know who you are. They knew who we was before we knew who we was. Okay? And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples, also he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So when that mark of the beast comes, many people are going to try to save their life by taking that chip. Okay? But ultimately, they're going to lose their life because they're going to be casted into the lake of fire. But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. So we're making a sacrifice. Coming into this truth, it's like you've already lost your life. Okay? Here it is. We're in a time where it's easy to get rich. It's easy to get famous. You make some video, it could go viral. That one viral video can put you in the limelight of fame and, all that stuff, right? But we're making sacrifices by serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're not seeking fame and fortune right now. We're seeking the kingdom of heaven, which is far greater than all of that, because those things come with it, and it's going to be forever. No one will be able to take it from us, and it will be done in righteousness, so we won't have no foul conscience about how we received it. Okay? So although it might seem like we've lost our life, we're actually doing this to gain. There's a scripture that comes to mind. Let's try 1 Peter chapter 1 and 7. Let's go back to, I think this is it. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. Because when you lose for Yahweh Shai, when you lose this world, you go through many temptations. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. This isn't the scripture I wanted. It kind of goes into what I'm trying to explain, but it's not the one I wanted. Let me see. I can't think of it right now. Yeah, I can't think of the scripture that I want right now. But it's all good, though, because this still kind of falls into what I'm saying. Because when we take losses, or what seems to be losses, which it takes 2 L's to make a W anyway. But when we take what seems to be L's, which are really wins, which is really to build us up and make us stronger, that's a sign of us losing our life. That's a token that we're in this ministry. And then some of us may actually have to lose our life for this ministry, especially once that chip is implemented and made mandatory by death. Okay? Those who will have to be beheaded for not receiving the mark. And we have to have our minds prepared for such in case we be those men. But we also have to have it in our mind. There are some of us who are here right now who aren't even going to taste death. But the point being, though, going back to what I read in Mark 8:35, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. So part of losing your life for Yahweh Shai and the gospel's sake is going through those temptations, going through the battle, that fiery trial, which is to ultimately make us better. Okay? It's for Yahweh Shai. So what seems to be losses to the world, or, what the flesh tries to tell us, is actually tools meant to build us up. And we have to know that and understand that most of our people, they don't care to choose this path, man. It's just not for them. It's not built for them. They're too focused on small matters. They're too busy trying to force the course of the river, not even knowing that it's up to the Lord whether or not, this happens or that happens. If the Lord wants you rich, if the Lord wants you to be rich, he'll make you rich. It's just that simple. All right. But anyway, I think I made my point, which I didn't really understand where my point was going, but I hope a point was made. Basically, a decision's being given to our people, but a lot of our people aren't going to make that choice because they feel like they have forever, man. And now we're coming to a point where seeing that the choices are being shown, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is making it known, okay, you're either with him or you're not with him. And part of being with him is going to show, because you're going to catch afflictions. You're going to catch hell. You're going to go through various temptations. But for most, I should say, that's just too much to bear. They're too busy trying to focus on this world. And then still trying to figure out, why haven't they made it here? Why aren't they there? The Lord is the one who sets us where we are, okay? So I'm going to close it. Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wa Rakakwadash.